pin. Look at this. We'll pin it. Remind me, because I think Cody's talking about the Intercontinental Championship. How you doing tonight, sir? The audio's got to connect. You know how that Zoom works. Gosh, I hope our audio works with him. Can you hear us, Gunslinger? I think he's fixing his.
Yeah. I got it.
Yeah, you're good.
Sorry.
Yeah, we're not your normal podcast because one, we don't we write notes down, but we don't follow them. We're live, so whenever you pop in, we're good to go. We edit things in post, which basically means we don't edit things in post.
Okay.
That's gonna be how it works. How are you doing tonight?
Yeah, I'm doing all right.
That's good. It's good. I'm exhausted.
Yeah, so am I. If my voice sounds a little shaky, I apologize. I just finished working out, so the pre-workout still kind of got me a little jittery.
You'll be fine. If my voice is shaky and jittery, it's because English is hard. So it'll be okay.
All right.
If you were not on tonight's show, what would you be doing?
I would be making dinner right now, actually.
Oh, what would you have made?
Chicken. I'm making chicken tonight.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I got 2 lead-off questions I want to ask you, and I can't decide which one I'm gonna do. So I think I'll go with this one. Can you tell me how great Savage Garden is and why you use them as your theme song?
Oh man, I'd never heard of them before we started using it.
Okay.
And I never heard that song either. It was a inside joke between Danny Daniels and Davey Vega. And Danny Daniels pretty much said that he would put extra money in our envelopes if we used that song. So it just seemed like a no-brainer.
Right.
So we did it. And so the first time we ever walked out to it was the first time I had ever heard it. And I didn't really know what exactly I was listening to, but I grew to love it. So
nobody.
Yeah, it works out.
Danny Vega, that is your Marty Jannetty to your HBK in the yeah, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it,
his name is Davey Vega.
What did I say? Vega. I said Danny.
You said Danny. You probably got confused with Danny Daniels. Yeah,
Davey Vega.
Danny and Davey.
Davey Vega is your tag team partner. I do not want to compare him to Marty Jannetty. I want to. We'll add that out right in post. We'll get rid of that. But he is your tag team partner in Besties in the World. Yeah. Wow. Whew. See what I told you? English is hard, right? Words are tough.
I'm dyslexic, so I understand.
Hey, I sometimes. How do I want to say it? Not with words or numbers, like put them in reverse or anything, but with objects. So, for example, if I was eating cereal, and I used to say it as a kid, my dyslexia kicked in, which probably isn't nice to say for people that really have it, but I would put the milk in the cupboard, the pantry, and the box of cereal in the fridge, and I would go on with my day. So my
dyslexia has never affected me in that way, but
yeah. But I work in my shoot job, I work with several children that suffer from dyslexia, which makes it challenging to do our ELA and our math goals. But that's a whole nother show altogether. You grew up in, I'm going to quote you, I believe, you grew up in a drink and fight town.
Where'd you hear that one from?
Hey, I do my research.
Yeah, pretty much. That's all the town that I grew up in, which I still live in. Why, I have no idea. That you just, if you live here, you just can't escape it. It's got this weird vortex that just keeps sucking you back in. But anyways, yeah, I live in Granite City, Illinois, and for every bar there's a church. So like we got bars on corners and there's a church on a corner, and you commit your sins the night before and then you get rid of them the next morning.
Is it a small town?
So it's a very small town. Yeah. Yes, it's a small town. It's just a blue collar town. We have a steel mill, and so we're like one of the steel towns in the USA. It's probably second to, I would probably say, like Detroit. I believe they have a steel town, right?
Yeah.
They're Motor City, but I think they have a steel mill.
I want to say Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, yeah. We're probably second to Pittsburgh then. Yeah.
Yeah, but when you talked about your town, it made me think of my town. I grew up in what I would call a shithole. I think actually you have said that before, but I didn't want to say it. A drink and fight town. We do have as many bars as we do churches. We were a small town as well. Like 60. There were 60 kids in my graduating class, so I don't know how that compares.
No, mine was a little bit bigger than that. We probably had my graduating class probably 300, maybe.
Not bad.
But the town overall is pretty small. It's just one of those towns like everybody knows everybody kind of thing, and it's just a lot of, small town gossip constantly.
Drama.
Yeah. Oh, drama always. I'm not a big fan of Facebook.
I hate it
because that got that was toxic before Twitter.
Yep.
But the great thing about Twitter at that time is I didn't have to see anybody's posts that I didn't want to see.
It's true. Family members' posts that you're like, fuck.
I don't
want to see that. Hey man, I sat next to that kid in math class and now he's saying this on Facebook. I just had a Facebook story. What was it? I coach softball, girls softball. I have 3 daughters. I coach girls softball. We set up this group me thing to coordinate all this stuff. And somebody said to me, or said in the group, okay, is everybody signed up to the Facebook group as well? And I literally typed back in, I hate Facebook. I'm not going on Facebook, and you won't get me on Facebook. I just don't do it. I think maybe I used it for a while so my mom and dad could see pictures of the kids, and I don't even do that anymore. They can just come on here, so it's tossed.
Yeah, I pretty much kept it. I kept it around for family, long distance family that I don't get to see all the time. But the problem with it is that I don't ever really update it. So
right.
It's just there. It's serving no purpose, and I also got it back because of my shoot job too.
Okay.
Because anybody that wanted to do work through me or anything like that, they would always just message my wife, and my wife finally got fed up with being the middleman, so she kind of made me get it back. But I told her, I was like, I'm changing my name on it then.
So your
make
wife,
it a little harder
your
for people to find me.
Yeah, your wife's the booker too. My wife books all my shit. You mentioned Twitter. We all know Twitter can be definitely toxic at time, and it's like a double-edged sword, I think is the word I'm looking for, in the wrestling industry, because we have come across independent wrestlers that can utilize Twitter to the max, get themselves over, especially during this pandemic. How have you utilized Twitter in what you have accomplished so far?
I've actually kind of pulled back on Twitter a bit, just because, it got very, very dark and very toxic during the quarantine part of everything. And, I don't know. It got so bad that it would make me sick to my stomach. So I just kind of took a step back from it, because I don't think that, an app on my phone should make me feel like that,
No.
So, but I have my Twitter set up to where I just have whatever promotions and close friends of mine, I have their notifications set up. So if they put something out, I see that, and I just look at my notifications, and that's it. I usually don't go scrolling a whole lot. Sometimes I do, but not a lot. But utilizing it, I'm always active. I have a friend that tells me that I kind of overload myself a lot, and maybe I do, but I don't know. I guess it's therapeutic for me. I always have to be doing something. So, during the pandemic, I saw an opportunity that, no one could go to shows, and we were spending way too much time on our phones during that too, and on TV. because there's literally nothing to do during that time. So I tried to utilize, videos. I just love recording stuff. And so I would just record, I don't know, anything that kind of came to my mind, just a little bit of entertainment, just to kind of, not be forgotten about, because I felt like that was a good time that, out of sight, out of mind could happen. So I just kind of put out little fun videos and stuff like that. I did one with my wife, and she doesn't like being on camera, so you didn't see her face or anything, but I did something like that. And then I did stupid little like skits and stuff of just me losing my mind and playing poker with objects, but with faces on it, and giving them names and stuff. And then like it kind of did turn into like I started kind of like running with it, or not really running with it, but I started kind of really taking time to think about like real videos I wanted to do, like cinematic videos. And I was battling a lot of stuff and struggling with a lot of things at that time too. And I didn't have an outlet anymore because there was no wrestling shows going on. So I started, the Murphy videos, and like this, not necessarily like a split personality, but just me fighting with an alternate personality in my own head, because it was pretty real for me.
Yeah.
And it's just like a constant battle with myself. So I think you're always your worst, critic. And that was kind of what it was. And kind of just, I don't know, it was getting to me. So I figured like I have to do something. So I just came up with that and just started filming stuff, and hired a videographer, and just got them like professionally made. And then I just kept going with it because it was a lot of fun. So I just kept coming up with ideas, and some of them were just so outrageous that they were kind of impossible to do. But I had enough ambition that I was going to give it a good try at least. It's better to try and fail than to not try at all, I figured. So I just started recording things, and then I was like, maybe I can shift this into something. And then we were, when shows started up again, AAW told us that they were going to break us up, the besties. So I was like, well, I need something then. Like, I'm going to be a singles wrestler now, and that's kind of scary. So I just figured like, well, I'll do a vignette for myself at least. So that way, because, I was calling myself the Gunslinger before the breakup happened, but that was just like I don't know, like a cute little fun Twitter name I had. Like, it didn't really mean anything.
Yeah.
And I was also trying to get away from the Dirty Rook moniker. So I was like, well, I'll just make up this Gunslinger character and do a vignette for it, so I don't have to explain what it is or who it is. I can just have because I'm bad at explaining things sometimes, especially to promoters when they're like, well, I don't get it. Like, what is it? And I was like, well, I'll just show you this video, and then we'll just run with that instead, right?
Yep.
So I just did that, and then I don't know, like, Vega's legit my real best friend. So I always tell him every day, like, if I eat, you eat. So I just didn't want to leave that dude behind either. So we started doing stuff together, and that's kind of how we came up with the Grindhouse stuff.
Excellent.
And we started doing those videos.
Okay, so this is a phenomenal transition, which we're not good at. One, so if I go back on your Twitter and scroll back, I can see these insane videos where you were battling a split personality per se. I can go find them, or did you put them on YouTube, or I just go on your Twitter?
Yep. I put them all in parts. Like, if you go back and watch the Grindhouse video, it says part 11. So if you just, I guess it's like a vanity search. I'm not very good with technology, but I think you just you just put in, like, I guess my name, and then just like PT.1, and then they should come up in order, even just off of that. But yeah, they're still up on my Twitter. I interesting enough, I changed videographers halfway through, because the first guy did my first 3 videos, and he crushed it on the first 2, and then completely dropped the ball on the third one, and I wasn't very happy with it. And then he kind of ghosted me, and the guy kind of owes me money and another video that never got released. But so anyways, I found another guy, and he's just fucking been crushing it. His name's Danny Tilson, and he's just he's badass, man.
He did the Grindhouse one.
Mm-hmm.
We just before you came on, Vanessa was asked me if I saw it, because she said that it was that promo, the one with Marty Bell, and it's pinned on your Twitter, was the one that was like, oh shit, that promo, I want to talk to that guy based strictly on that promo. We watched it right before. It was badass. I wanted to see more. Like the cut in the middle of all the wrestling highlights was great. Don't get me wrong, because I fucking love wrestling. But I wanted to see more of the cinematic stuff. I had a couple questions coming out of that, which I had to write on paper because I already put my notes out. It had a Rob Zombie. I guess your videographer would have this answer, but maybe you know. It had a Rob Zombie. Oh shit! What's the name of that movie, Vanessa? We just talked about it.
House of the Thousand Corpse?
Yes, I was thinking Devil's Rejects. But yes, same idea.
It had a
oh, you went away. I can't see it. There you are.
It had that type of feel to it. Is that something you guys were going for?
Actually, no. That was probably, it probably came off like that. Maybe just the filter that he used. But so Grindhouse is the whole gimmick faction team is I'm basing it. It's inspired off of old Grindhouse movie theaters from like the 70s. They actually started in the 20s, but they got real popular in the 70s. And so I base it off of those because I'm a huge fan of cinema. And I mean, when I was going through, you know, when I was just kind of like brainstorming and everything, I was like, well, I got to figure out who I am. And so I was like, well, who am I? And so I just started thinking of things. And I was like, well, I really love movies, and I've always been into them, and I always felt like I watched them way differently than some, where people would remember, you know, certain lines from movies. I would remember certain scenes from movies and like the angles and just how like badass they'd come off. But I feel like I derailed. What was the original question? I'm sorry. I ramble a lot.
That's what this show's about. I don't even remember what the original question was. Did you? I think it was.
Oh, the Rob Zombie. Zombie.
Right.
No, it's inspired and based off of Quentin Tarantino films. I'm a huge Quentin Tarantino fan. So you know, I've seen all of his films now, and I had to go back and watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood because I hadn't seen it yet, but it was really badass. But yeah, so they're based off of that, like the way I'm coming up with some of the characters and everything. Like Marty is the forefront of this group. She's like the leader, more or less. Like we follow her lead, and that's a Quentin Tarantino reference because, you know, he did all the Kill Bills, and like he's real close with Uma Thurman, and always gave her leading roles. And I'm not saying that it hasn't ever been done. I'm sure it has. I'm just saying I personally have never seen a female in like the leadership role of like a faction like that. So I thought that would be kind of cool to do and interesting. And I thought it would be something fun for her to do. And we're also friends, so that also, you know, helped out a lot too. So, but they're based off of the Quentin Tarantino films. As a short answer. Sorry.
That's okay. I think you're right. I think the fact that she is quote unquote leading you guys and the head honcho, she was phenomenal in the promo that we watched for Grindhouse. The other person I'm guessing is Davey, right? At the end.
Yes.
Is there a name for that faction?
Yeah, Grindhouse.
Oh, touche. Well done.
Yeah.
It was good. It made me want more, which I think is what you guys probably are hoping and going for. Yeah, it was good.
We do have plans for more. I have 2 more ideas in mind right now. I haven't wrote anything down yet. They're just still kind of like up in the noggin right now. But yeah, it's kind of hard to be consistent with it, and that was one of my other things that I really realized that I kind of needed to do, is just be really consistent with it. But my issue is that my camera guy, you know, that's his real job. That's what he does for a living, is films, and he films music videos for like bands. So he goes on tour with these bands and stuff, and sometimes he's gone for a while. So it's hard to I have to get a hold of him in advance and kind of book an entire day just for like a 5-minute video or a 2-minute video, because there's a lot more that goes into it, right? It's just not, we don't get 2 minutes, we don't film for 2 minutes and it's done. It's you know, hours upon hours just for 2 minutes. And but yeah, we do. I have some in mind, and yeah, kind of going back to what you were saying about the Grindhouse video with the wrestling clips in there. It did kind of break away out of the cinema world of it, and I did that because I had this faction in mind. And again, it's easier for me to show somebody my ideas than trying to explain it. So I was like, I'm going to make this video and we're going to kill off the besties, because if you go back and watch it, there's an Easter egg in there. The movie tickets say "Death to the Besties" on
You know
them.
what? I wanted to pause it when we were watching it to see what the ticket said that you handed out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I try to hide hide things in videos, and I homages back to certain cinemas or movies that I liked, or a call back to Quentin himself, of like a certain angle that he would use, or like a certain kind of, like, I can't use real music. I almost got flagged for one.
Yeah.
So we have to the music, the band that was in that video over the wrestling highlights of it was actually was Danny, the video guy, the camera guy. It was his band. He's in a band himself, so we didn't have to worry about licensing or anything or getting flagged. So we just used his song and threw it in there, and it gave him it gave him some publicity and his band some publicity. So he was helping me out, so I don't mind helping a friend out. I'm always like that. Yeah. So, but yeah, so I put the wrestling highlights in there just as like a wrestling highlight. So like when we go to show like a promoter, because that's what I did once it was released, I started pitching it out to promotions that we already work for and promotions that we would like to work for, or somebody out of the group who works at another place that maybe we don't work. Just pitching it to people like, hey, look, here's the gimmick, here's the faction, here's what it's about. Also, here's like some highlight video clips inside, so you can see what we do inside the ring, just outside of character as well. So yeah. I wanted to be able to put everything into one. So that's why it kind of broke away from the cinema part of it.
But it kind of works because it's what they watched at the movie. That's what they went and saw. So I liked it. Speaking about, we'll try to get this back to wrestling. I really want to talk movies, but I'll try to get it back to wrestling a little bit. Let me see if I can get my dates right. Okay, so how did Moose, which is Vanessa's favorite wrestler, Moose, how did Moose cashing in? They don't have Money in the Bank, but he basically cashed in on Josh Alexander, change the trajectory of your career?
Well, yeah, if Moose hadn't, damn, dude, you're putting me in a tough spot now.
Right? It is a tough.
Josh is a good friend of mine. Now, if Moose hadn't cashed in, then there's a really good chance that I probably wouldn't have won the Jim Lynam tournament. In which I'm probably exposing myself, but I had no idea that match was even on the pay-per-view. I didn't know that there was like a Money in the Bank type match that night.
I don't think anybody did. I don't think anyone realized that.
Oh, was it the same night that he win it and then cash in the same
Josh
night?
Alexander won that title from Christian for Vanessa, you know this, for what, 30 seconds maybe?
Oh, this is the worst night of my life.
Yeah. No, I know that part, but I meant like the Moose part of it. I don't know if he won that briefcase or trophy, or it was the same night.
That's a great question. No, I don't even, off the top of my head, I don't even remember why Moose was able to do that.
He had something that he kind of like cashed in or something. But anyways, but yeah, I knew that match was coming up, and I'm not the kind of guy, like, I don't know what I'm doing on the show until I get there. I don't ever ask promoters or anything. I don't know. I guess I just don't want to come off a certain way, I guess. And I don't know. But so I didn't know I was winning the Jim Lynam. I had an idea that maybe I was, but nothing had been confirmed. And I think it's just fun for me because I don't like spoilers, even in wrestling when I'm involved. I don't like spoilers. So I I like being excited for things, you know, because I feel like it shows through a lot more when I'm out there. But yeah, so I didn't know if I was winning or not, but I knew, I was like, well, if Josh wins the belt, I'm definitely not winning. Like, I knew that much. So yeah, I was just kind of I'll just admit it. I went to the hashtag for the Impact pay-per-view and I kept refreshing it to see the results, right? And then I see Josh holding the belt, and I was like, you know what? Good for Josh. Like, he fucking deserves it.
He
like,
does.
What a fucking badass moment, you know? Like, I didn't want to take away from that and be selfish. So, you know, it's, I was like, fuck yeah, you know, like a close friend of mine just won the fucking belt. He got the word Christian. Like, come on, man. Like, how badass is that in itself? Like, you don't even need a title on the line. Like, that was sick. And so then, you know, I kind of left and I was like, good for him. I'm going to congratulate him. And then I went down the deadly road of scrolling and just so happened to pass up a clip of Moose holding the belt with the caption like, he cashed in, Josh Alexander loses, or something. And I was like, what? So, you know, it was a plot twist for me, a Quentin Tarantino plot twist of that. And so yeah, I was like, oh, okay, well, there's still a chance that I'm not winning,
right?
But at least I'm back to a 50-50 shot now, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't find out till day 2 of the tournament if I was winning.
For sure. You went through names like Jake something, ACH, the walking weapon himself. You came out winner.
And Shaft. Don't forget about Shaft.
Oh, yeah. Whew. I forgot. 4 matches in 2 days. How could I forget about him?
Mm-hmm.
The Jim Lynam tournament changed your entire words are hard. Your entire path to where you are now. I believe you're still AAW World Champion. I think.
Oh,
look at this. There it is.
I am.
You are
right next to me.
Right?
I just leave it on my couch down here.
There you go. Is it a heavy belt?
It's pretty heavy.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably like 10 pounds.
I love when people bring their belts.
Right? We get a lot of people.
I got 2. Hold on, I got 2 of them right here. I don't know if you can see that or not.
Yeah, we can see it. What's the other one?
The PWX tag title.
Okay. And that's with Davey?
Davey Vega.
Yeah, Davey Vega.
Spitfire Davey Vega.
Spitfire. I would have known that, but it was a crazy week this week, so I didn't have the tag title. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
I'll be honest. But yeah, so you're making waves. I think it's really interesting, and my whole mindset changed when I watched that promo before you came on, because now at first I was like, oh, this is cool, great tag wrestler, phenomenal stuff. They held all sorts of titles. Now they're gonna split. They're gonna go their separate ways. Be great singles guys. This is awesome. He's AAW World Champion. He's now gotten the Grand Slam at AAW. But then I watched that promo and I'm like, shit, this is a badass faction now that can go fuck shit up on the indie scene. Now, my whole mindset changed after that one promo that I watched before you came on.
Awesome. That's
insane.
Good to hear.
Yeah. So I think you guys got some good stuff going with that. You were on AEW Dark. How did that come about?
Man, I don't ever know how much I'm allowed to say, but no, they just emailed me and asked me if I was available for it. It's pretty much like a pretty standard setup. Like they just kind of reach out, I guess, to some of the local wrestlers and whatever town they're showing up in. You just kind of fill out the paperwork that they send over, and you just kind of confirm if you're going to be there. There was a lot of stuff you had to go through since like COVID was still pretty active then. Yeah. So they had a lot of protocols you had to kind of go through before you even got into the building. But yeah, it was kind of funny because I was nervous because I forgot my hair gel that day, and I was like, great, I'm gonna be on national television with shitty hair, damn it. and then so I texted Ethan Page and I was like, hey, are you on tonight's show? Because I am too, and I don't have any hair gel.
Oh, he has hair gel, guaranteed.
Yeah, and he was like, I got you. I was like, okay, cool. He's like, that's awesome that you're on tonight. I didn't know. I was like, yeah. He's like, what are you doing? And I said, oh, I don't know yet. And he was like, oh, okay. He's like, well, we're working 2 locals in a tag match. So I think he said we're jobbing them out or something like that. And I was like, oh, haha, yeah, that's cool. And then I got to the building and I saw my name next to his. I was like, oh, okay, so I'm that guy. So, but yeah, that's pretty. I don't know. There wasn't really much to it, I guess.
Yeah. What's the biggest thing you took away from that experience?
Oh man, a lot. Just it. I did extra work for WWE too.
Okay.
And so it was so much different. It was just so welcoming and just so like I didn't feel like I was walking on eggshells. I felt very, very comfortable. Not overly comfortable or anything.
Right.
I made sure to kind of still stay out of everybody's way. But I mean, being able to just kind of like, walk around, have the match, go to catering, just talk to people. It was very, very welcoming, very easygoing. I don't want to say laid back, but I mean, it was, I don't know. I felt like I was supposed to be there. Like it just felt welcoming and very comfortable, and probably helped too that just like a lot of my friends work there. So, and everybody's just great. Like they just, it was a really good experience.
Awesome. Yeah, I think welcoming is what you're trying to describe there. I think we've heard that from others that we've had on this show. That's the vibe at least I get out of that. Yeah, great stuff. I want to talk about, you got a couple things coming up, and if I can read my dry erase board from this distance with my old prescription, we are gory. We are gory. Whew, movies are on my mind. We are Glory Pro. Debts to Collect, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Danhausen and Dan the Dad.
Dan the Dad.
They got some debts that we're coming to collect on.
Yeah.
On April 24th at the pageant in St. Louis.
Nice.
Which is really cool because that venue has history to it. It's badass, man. I'm so excited to wrestle in that building.
Dan the Dad is a great human wrestler. We'll see. He's been on here. Glory Pro is awesome. So that'd be fun to watch. The other one is the invitational tournament on June 17th and 18th. I wrote the name down. Mm-hmm. It says, correct me if I'm wrong, or I apologize to the Dingy? Dingo. Oh, it's an O. Not an E. Dingo Invitational Tournament on June 17th and 18th. Another tournament for you, huh?
Yeah, another one. So I'll be able to have 2 tournaments under my belt in the span of a calendar year. Right? Is that how that? I don't know. It'll be within a year. I know that.
I think that's how that works. And now, because I pulled up your Twitter, because I was trying to find those videos, I'm seeing April 29th, Never Say Die, AAW. You're defending that title. That's on Fight.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Who are you defending that against?
I don't know yet. They haven't announced it.
Oh, of course.
But I'm not sweating it. Don't matter. I'm still gonna come out holding that belt. I'm gonna bring it back and set it right there on that couch again.
Right next to the other one.
Right next to the other one. I have the Evolve tag title around here somewhere.
You have the Evolve tag title with who?
Davey Vega.
Oh, interesting. I did not know. I'll have to talk to this Davey Vega.
You gotta get him on.
This Davey, not Danny Vega.
Yeah.
I'll talk to Danny Tilson too, man. He's got some good shit as well.
Yeah, he's badass, man. He's a good guy.
Yeah, that was good. That was good stuff. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, awesome. We're nearing the end of the show. I like to leave stuff on the table. I feel like we could talk about a lot of things the rest of the night. Wrestling, I don't know if it'd be wrestling related, but I feel we could. But I like to leave things on the table. So with that being said, I'm going to give you the mic now, the proverbial mic, and you can put yourself over, anyone else over. You can let us know anything you want coming up. You can bury anyone. We've had links going in the Twitch chat. I won't interrupt. The floor is yours.
Oh no, and now I'm nervous.
Nah, it's okay.
Follow everybody on Twitter, man. Follow Marty Bell, Anakin Murphy, Davey Vega, Spitfire, Davey Vega, myself. I don't know everybody else's Twitter handles. Apologize, but you can find them through mine, and I'm at Matt Fitchett, all one word. Follow the Grindhouse Twitter account. That's Grindhouse99 _, at the end. Yeah, definitely follow that account because the videos we're starting over now. The Grindhouse video was the last chapter off of my Twitter account, and they'll all be going to the Grindhouse Twitter account now. And we do plan on releasing more and more and more. I'm just gonna kind of go until I can't wrestle anymore, or I fall on my face, or it becomes a huge success. I don't know. Join me along this this journey of mine. Is really all I'm asking. Yeah. So I'm on Instagram too, but I post things on there here and there, and that's at Matt Fitchett as well.
Spectacular. Yeah, man, you're a fucking great human being. I'll tell you that, and you're easy to talk to. We'll have to talk to Davey Vega and Marty Bell. Let's get the whole Grindhouse crew on one of these days.
Yeah, get Anakin on. Anakin Murphy. Yeah, I'm gonna just put Anakin Murphy over for a while. Then, like, he's a young kid. He's 20, unless he had a birthday recently. I'm pretty sure he's still 20. I think he's only been wrestling for 2 years, but the kid I just took a liking to him. He's a hardworking dude. So if there's any promoters listening to this or anything like that, like, dude, book him. Like, he's probably the hardest working young kid I've been around in a while. And I mean, the kid's willing to do anything. I've seen him just come to shows and work concessions and do the tickets and set up the ring, tear down the ring, sweeping, cleaning. I mean, he's up the promoter's ass asking him what he can do next. And just for an opportunity. And it was very rarely given. And I got to give praise to St. Louis Anarchy because they were the ones that stepped up and started using them. 01 USA, they also use them as well. They've been using them for quite a while now. But I think there's other promotions out there, like bigger promotions and stuff, and that he deserves to be on. And I think he deserves a look. So, yeah, Anakin Murphy, he's the fucking man, dude.
Anakin Murphy. Great name, too, by the way. Awesome. Phenomenal stuff.
He's not a Star Wars fan, believe it or not.
That's a shame.
He doesn't hate. I don't think he hates it. He was just like, I don't watch it. It was just a name.
Okay,
I forget how he came up with it.
He came up with it though, so it's not like a shoot name. So his parents aren't Star Wars fans and named him Anakin.
No, but I think he should legally get a change name. I know what his real name is. I'm not going to say it, but he doesn't look like his shoot name. He looks like an Anakin. He looks like an
Anakin.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. Well, you've been a pleasure to have on. You're welcome back anytime. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let you get to that chicken. I'm going to let you relax. Yeah. So thanks for joining us. Thanks for giving us your time, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, man. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Peace. Anytime.
See ya.
See ya. Oh.